My name's Ashish Rai. My mother was the late Rama Rai. She was a daughter of Sarat Chandra Bose, who was the elder brother of Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose. My mother knew Netaji intimately because she was quite grown up. She was about 12, 13 years old when Netaji left India for the last time in 1941. As a child growing up in the family, she and her siblings and her cousins, they would actually play hide and seek with their uncle Subhash. So they had great fun with him. He loved children, from what I gather, and was very, very disarming towards them. My mother sadly passed away last year in 2024, but Zafar Ali Khan interviewed her, and this is what she had to say.
My uncle Subhas Chandra Bose, he was a very affectionate man. Once in Kurseong, he wanted to play with us hide and seek. And so as he was running, he just fell over a boulder and he started rolling down the hill till he came to a stop at a bush.
Subhas Chandra Bose played a vital role in bringing freedom to India. His contribution is not remembered. How do you see that?
His biggest contribution was bringing freedom to India.
He was pioneer of secularism.
And he was a pioneer for secularism.
He made Azad Hind Fauj, where the general was Shahnawaz Khan. Did you ever meet him?
Shahnawaz?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did meet him. He came and stayed with us at my father's house at Woodburn Park.
Yeah. So Woodburn Park saw great leaders coming there, even Gandhiji.
Gandhiji, Jawaharlal Nehru, and lots of others.
Okay.
There was another house which my grandfather Janakinath Bose built. That is now Netaji Bhavan. It's on Elgin Road.
Yeah. So there used to be that Azad Hind ambulance service.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So did you ever participate in some marches along with your uncle and father?
No, we were too young. We didn't really, we were not old enough. On the 21st October, which is called Azad Hind Day, there was a big procession in Calcutta where myself and my sister, we rode 2 horses.
When India got freedom, didn't you find your father here or uncle here in India?
My father was there,
Yeah.
but uncle wasn't.
And your father, he resigned from Congress party because of that cabinet mission. Tell us something about that. About partition of Bengal.
Yeah. My father, Sarat Chandra Bose, he was not at all happy about the partition of India.
Partition of Bengal also.
And also partition of Bengal.
Okay.
So he was not present for the big rallies and processions that we had in Calcutta.
There's the other matter which I think may be of interest to people, which is this, that my grandfather, Sarat Chandra Bose, was arrested and imprisoned twice because of his activities as a freedom fighter. He, in his own right, was a tall Congress leader, was in fact the leader of the Congress Parliamentary Party in the Central Assembly in 1946. Thereafter, cabinet minister in the first interim government and a senior cabinet minister in 1946. Therefore, he, during his second term in prison, this was a 4-year term in prison between 1941 and 1945, he was incarcerated in a place called Kunur. And there the family went to visit him. And my mother, who was in her teens at that time, she was being asked by my grandfather to constantly go to the washroom and wash her hands. And my mother kept on saying, but her hands are clean. She doesn't need to wash her hands. So then my grandfather apparently got slightly irritated and told her that, I'm telling you to go and wash your hands. Why aren't you doing so? So then my mother got the hint and she went into the washroom, and there, while washing her hands, or just before she did so, she found that in the soap box there was a tiny little note, a handwritten note. So she picked that note up, put it in her frock pocket, and she understood that this was the reason her father was telling her to go to the washroom. So she came out and quietly left the prison with that note in her pocket and gave it to her elder brother, Shishir Bose, who then took whatever action was required to be taken.
And who else also visited your place at one Woodburn Park?
No.
Yeah.
Jawaharlal Nehru visited us quite a few times, and even Mahatma Gandhi came and stayed with us. He lived on the second floor because of the big terrace where he could walk. He used to take walks every morning and evening, and so it was very convenient for him to take the walks on the terrace.
So you remember those days with Mahatma Gandhi? Did
Yeah,
you ever
yeah.
talk with him?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell us.
Of course, we remember the days with Gandhi, with Jawaharlal Nehru, and so many other Congress leaders. Poet Rabindranath Thakur visited us, and he was also, he came because of Gandhi ji was there in the house. So Rabindranath was old and infirm. He couldn't take those stairs up to go to the terrace. So he sat in the ground floor, and Gandhiji came down and did pranam to him and sat near his feet.
Okay, that's a great occasion.
And that was a great occasion
Yeah.
for us to witness.
Okay, that's your Bose family and Ray family then combined together.
No, Ray family was not there because I was married much later on. Later. And it was when we were still quite young and all living in the Woodburn Park house, which my father built in 1929.
Okay. And do you recollect those days when India got the freedom, 47? How did you enjoy, how did you celebrate in your house?
Well, my father was not too happy because we were not given complete freedom. It was freedom at the cost of partition. So we didn't have any big celebration.
Okay. And tell us something about your early days in Calcutta, where you were born.
I was born in Calcutta in that house that my father built on Woodburn Park.
Okay.
I grew up there with my with the big family we had. We were 4 brothers and 4 sisters, all living in Woodburn Park.
Okay. Where did you go to school? Which school did you go?
We went to Diocesan School, which was quite nearby, And later on, I went to Ashutosh College.
About your companion at Ashutosh College, your friends.
Oh, well, there were lots of girls. We were all very close and friendly towards each other. My close friend was, she was called Arati Mukhopadhyay. She was daughter of Shama Prasad Mukhopadhyay of Calcutta.
Which sports did you like? Because one of your son, he's a commentator, Ashish Ray. Did you see East Bengal Mohun match anytime? Or did you?
Watches tennis.
Yes. I was not very fond of watching football, but I was fond of tennis.
Okay.
Because our house was just by the side of Calcutta South Club.
Okay.
And I have seen all world famous tennis players coming and joining us in the tournaments.
I think there was one Horse Mohammed or something like that.
Gaush Mohammed, yes.
Yeah.
Iftikhar Ahmed.
Yeah.
These were all the players who played for India. And there was Dilip Bose
Yeah, Dilip
from
Bose.
Calcutta.
Okay. And one of your brother, Subhas Bose, was a tennis commentator for All India Radio. You
Yes,
know?
yes.
Did you hear his commentary on All India Radio?
Yeah, we did.
Okay. Have you ever been to All India Radio or Doordarshan?
No,
Never.
never.
And regarding your other activities, film, cinemas, I see Pathir Panchali, Apur Sansar. Did you ever meet Satyajit Ray?
No.
Did you like any one of his film, Minal Sen's film?
We liked his film, but we had no contact with him.
Okay. So, did you ever go to any cinema hall to see the movies along with your father?
Yes, of course. We had a very good life. My father built a palatial building on Woodburn Road, and then we all, our brothers and sisters, had very enjoyable time during our stay over there.
Going to Rishna, going to Kashmir.
Yeah.
And then he also bought a house in Kurseong that was in Gidha Pahar.
Okay.
And that was a very enjoyable time when we went over to Kurseong, and even my uncle Subhas Chandra Bose, he came and joined us and to spend some holidays over there.
Okay. What type of food did he like? Subhash Chandra Bose and your father?
Well, food.
Yeah. Your uncle? Netaji?
Fond of eating.
He
Fond
was
of
very,
which food?
He was very fond of eating, my uncle, and also my father.
Bengali cuisine.
Bengali cuisine.
Okay.
From what I gather, the Boses, they love their food. And Subhash Chandra Bose, of course, was very playful with his nephews and nieces whenever he got a bit of time to spend time with his family, because Subhash was an extremely busy man. If he wasn't busy with Congress politics, he was in prison or he was abroad. But whenever he got time, he was very affectionate towards his nephews and nieces, including my mother, who was a niece of Subhash. But about the food habits of the Bose family, they loved their food. And Jawaharlal Nehru, who was always a guest of Sarat Chandra Bose whenever he visited Kolkata, he would not only be a house guest, but obviously join the family in their meals from breakfast to lunch to dinner. And Nehru was a small eater, and he would say, Sarat, my goodness, your hospitality is too much. So that was Zafar Ali Khan's interview with my late mother, Roma Rai.